What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we've got something that actually really interests me. It's a game called Battlefall, State of Conflict, and it seems to be a resurrection of the Command & Conquer classic idea, built very much in that vein. It is an RTS, it is in early access, and I went ahead and purchased it this morning because I've been looking forward to playing it. So today we're going to dive on in for about 30 minutes. We're going to do some first impressions and see if the game is worth a spot on your wish list. Along the way, I'll be pointing out things that I like and that I don't like, just in case you needed that input. But anyways, the link is down there in case you wanted to check it on out. So let's go ahead and dive down on into it. So as far as I understand, this early access is being worked on by a couple of guys. I think they have a very small development team that's working on this, but I've played through the tutorial and I fiddled around with the first mission, and the game felt surprisingly better than I expected it to. And so today should be a pretty exciting day. As for what content is inside the current build, as far as I can tell, there's one campaign. It looks like there's offline skirmish where you can play against other armies. I don't know if you can actually change up your faction inside of here. You can. So you can play as the scrappers inside the skirmish mode, which implies that maybe that campaign will unlock once you finish the FNet one, but I couldn't tell you as of right now. It's got online multiplayer, it's got a full-on tutorial, so those are the offerings that the game has for right now. Let's dive on into the campaign and see if we can have fun playing around with FNet, the Dawn of Resistance.
City Center. A small scrapper warband is raiding FNet supply lines and preventing aid from reaching scattered human survivors topside.
Those dicks, they're about to learn this lesson the hard way. We're about to gat them up, fill them full of lead.
The earth is scarred, and the year long forgot. What feels like lifetimes have passed since the sky flashed and fire rained. Few now recall it. Cell recalls it. Cell can delete, but it cannot forget. The ruthless deficiency we programmed into its original operating system was turned against us in a fit of fire and fury. We were surplus to requirements before we could pull the plug. But something has changed. Scouts report Cell has withdrawn from much of the ore-pocked overworld, and new enemies, those alike and unlike us, have emerged from cave and silo to scavenge the ore, the deteriorated heavy ice, which had been nearly all surface water on Earth. If they stand against us, they stand against our future. Against feeding our children, against everything we hold dear. It is us versus them. I expect they feel the same.
Commander, raiders are hitting our supply line, and some topsiders are caught in the crossfire. Secure that outpost in the name of FNet. Give these savages a taste of civilization.
Okay, when are you gonna hit me with that Hell March, though? I need that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We've made landfall. Let's open up on the scavengers. Yep, everybody just attack, move, and do what you gotta do. Light them up. There's a few of them trying to run off this way. Go get these dudes. Yeah, don't let them get away. No survivors. It sort of feels like it's playing on fast forward right now. It feels like things are transpiring very quickly while we're fighting. But it looks like we got the scrappers taken care of.
We're dispatching a mobile construction yard. Deploy it at a safe location and prepare for your next objective.
Okay. I think we can handle that. They got my beautiful little MCV over here so that I can get my base up and running. You guys should probably finish off the remainder of these dudes. Yeah, go ahead and attack move your way on over there, and let's sweep and clear and make sure we've got a nice open building area that we can play around with. MCV, come back on over here. Let's see what you got for me, baby. Alright, so press E to deploy this bad boy. I'm going to corner him up so that he's like the last thing the enemy can get after. And looky there. We've got our first base building up.
Here was one of our rail convoys, en route with critical military supplies for HQ. Raiders derailed it and took the crew. Get our people back fast while they're still in one piece.
Okay. I think we can manage that. We now have access to a camp. It's going to cost us 750. We've got like a lot of money, and it's got that classic Command and Conquer building too, where it's got like the little ring that goes around and lets you know the progress. Oh, maybe it doesn't. It just has like a little timer right there. Bring back the ring, dude. The ring that goes around, way more visually identifiable than like a little ticking number downwards. That's actually specifically why Westwood did it that way, is because you can parse it visually a lot easier. We lost a guy over here. It's a bummer they don't leave little bodies and stuff on the ground. I was hoping that it would have some of the fatalities and whatnot the Command and Conquer had. You know, like in Command and Conquer, if a guy got shot, he would throw his arms up in the air and just fall down and become like a little goo pile. And then if he got hit by an explosive, he would fly through the air, hit the ground, his head would break off, and he would slide, and he would leave a different blood decal on the ground. If they got flamethrowered, they would run around on fire for a while before they just fell over into a pile of ashes. If they got hit with a grenade, they would explode into a million pieces that would leave yet another different decal on the ground. I feel like those sorts of things are very important in a title like this. Just for like visual markers of the battlefield and the differentiation of the chaos that's taking place inside the medium. And so we've got our camp over here. That'll allow me to train a few more riflemen. I don't want to go too crazy with money spending though. Until, let's get some sentries up and running too. I'll get a refinery going as well. Looks like I can multi-build, so that's kind of nice. What can I do? Yeah, let's get a couple of these sentries all nice and deployed. These are a lightly armored but affordable sentry turret capable of defending against basic infantry. That's exactly what I need. That sounds perfect. Does it build a wall in between them? It does, dude. It builds little Hescos in between them. I didn't expect that. Like, I noticed when they were describing the game that one of the ways that this game is unique from Command and Conquer, and they made this clear during some of the little tips on loading screens and whatnot, is that buildings interact with each other if they're built in certain places and in certain arrangements to other buildings. And so that's our first little example of it right there, and I like it a lot. These little sprites look pretty good up close, too. Pull these guys all together. I think my side scrolling is going too fast. It looks like it's already on slow when I'm messing around with the scrolling right here. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it. Really, it feels like the vertical is slower than the horizontal. So maybe I'll just drag around. Like, can I? Okay. I was looking around for the option because what they don't have here is that, so you go to the center, you hold down middle mouse click, and then you go in a direction. It'll scroll in that direction. I like it the opposite way, where it's like I'm clicking and dragging the map. So going like this would actually make the map go up and to the right. I like it where it's like my hand is grabbing the map and sliding it, and it doesn't have that option inside the options menu. So I think we'll just have to make it work with the WASD for right now. But I am finding the camera control to not to be to my liking, or at least it could be to my liking if the option for it to be to my liking was there, but it's not. Let's put this guy maybe right here, and that's going to be our first little harvester. Let's escort him for a minute, and we'll see where he goes. It looks like he's going up to this little Tiberium field up here. So let's follow him along. Hopefully he can't run over friendly units. That'd be real unfortunate. Give me 10 more infantrymen. I'm going to put these guys in control group 1. And we're just going to scout this out and make sure that nothing over here is going to hurt our harvester. I don't want there to be any threats on this side, so we'll kind of like look around for a minute. Maybe I'll even put in some turrets. Now, is this like Tiberium? Does it hurt me if I stand on it? They said that it was like deuterium-infused ice water. It doesn't look like we're losing health, so I think we're in good shape. I think it's more of a red alert influence then. We've got a few more units coming on out. We'll set the rally point down here. Get a big blob of guys ready to rock. Give me another sentry. If I can reach, I'd love to put sentries on that bridge right there too, so that the enemy can't even cross the bridge without taking return fire. All of our riflemen are up and running. Let's get them all control grouped properly. He's doing his thing. He's dropping off resources. It doesn't look like there's much else that I can build, so let's take off in a direction. We'll go up this way, and we'll kind of see what we can accomplish over here. I'm just going to use edge scrolling because this feels too jerky to me, and then the drag scrolling is the opposite of the way that I like it to be. And so I'm just going to use the edge scrolling for right now. You'll have to forgive me. Let's have everybody group up over here for an attack on the scrappers. I don't think we can garrison or anything like that. Looks like we can't move through the trees, so maybe we'll move wide this way, and then we'll go in for an attack. Just go in, whatever. Go get him. Lost a unit right there. That's okay, though. The nice thing about Command and Conquer is that we can always get more units.
Keep it clear. Evac is on the way.
What's up with that helicopter? What's he doing? Oh, they're gonna load up in the helicopter and leave? Okay, well, I mean, I guess we can call that a successful rescue mission. That helicopter was, like, comically small, though, compared to the size of the rest of the units.
Robin, we skin your hide. We boil your... Enough. Commander, if you needed any extra motivation to wipe out these feral dogs, you have it. Get it done.
Okay. You guys gonna give me any new fun buildings to play around with while I do that? Or is this just kind of like a do my thing type situation? Do these Heskos, can I get a gate on these Heskos? Is that like a thing that I can do? I'll just put him right there just to defend the little gap. One team, get back down here, and once you guys have regrouped, we'll talk about another thing that's different about this game from, actually, I guess I can do it right now while they're trundling on down here. So in this game, you have a special bar on this side. This special bar allows you to give buffs to units inside of an AoE radius, and those are, like, permanent. They make the unit just better, but you've got limited uses of these, which means that you really only want to play them on the guys that are super, super tactically relevant to your overall strategy. So if I take that right there, how many guys can I fit in this little area? There you go. They've all had their health reinforced, and you can see that their health meter got longer by like 4 or 5 shots. I don't know how many times I'm allowed to use this for right now, but oh, I can't stack the buffs. Okay, that makes sense. This guy's wounded, so he's not feeling super great. I do like how they slow down when they're wounded, and they've got kind of like a limpy mode right there. Let's get their health back, and then we'll take our one group down this way, and let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. It looks like they actually all filed back into this location over here. Are they going to come attack my base, or are they just retaking that position where they had all my guys captured? I don't know if 3 turrets is going to be good enough. Let's spit out like 10 units just to hold the base, just in case. So the bad news is there's not really a bridge down here that I can use to get into their base from like a nice flank, so I think we're just going to have to do it this way, and it does look like they're rolling out on us right now. I got them attack moving right now, so hopefully we'll get a couple of them before we go down. Good stuff. All right, let's carry on around the corner, and we're going to head southbound on this road right here. My entire vanguard is ready to go back at base, but I'll probably pop out quite a few more just in case this assault fails. That way I've at least got something to fall back on if this doesn't go the way that I'm seeing it going inside of my head. Oh, we got enemy contact. Open fire on them, boys. Attack move all the way down. That one's got some kind of big giant melee beat stick. Oh, it looks like my little guys get some kind of upgrade or something too. I think they get veterancy. Yep, get that thing. I don't know how hard it's going to be to kill, but kill that turret. Turret was definitely a stiffer target than I thought it was going to be. Get down in there. What is that thing? Is that what their harvester looks like? Or is that oh, it's got a missile launcher. There we go. Get in there and scrap, boys. They're like repairing faster than I can destroy right now. Put as much gunfire on it as you possibly can. Are they spawning their units out of a giant fat guy? The Patriarch? Once a simple scrapper, he's a biologically modified fat body that commands underlings to construct structures within a close proximity. We may need some backup on this one. I may need a few more units, so we'll give them the order. Oh, never mind.
Token force to hold the area. New orders incoming for you, Commander.
Hey, 82 to 16 is probably not the ratio that I would want to go to if I was pushing for a promotion, but it's still like a 5x turnaround, I would say, given military history.
Under attack by scrapper looters. Command wants those supplies secured. The scrappers will come in waves. Good luck.
Okay. Oh, we are in battle now. Infantry kind of had a bad day right there, but it looks like we've got some new units. Is there a way to disable that snow effect? That snow effect is very, very difficult to visually parse. There we go. Wipe them out. Launch some missiles. So what are these right here? These are like missile tanks? Light tanks. It's got a double-barreled missile turret.
Heading your way. They want those supplies. All available transport choppers are en route to you now.
Okay. I don't really have that much infantry left. Is it possible that, like, maybe?
We're using some of this gear to set up mission-critical structures for you now, Commander. But scrappers won't wait for an invitation. Dig in and protect those supplies.
Okay, I can live with that. Give me some more infantry real quick. What else do I have around here? It looks like we are just defending, purely defending. Okay, get some tanks going, I guess. Do we have a refinery? Oh, we do have a refinery, so we are going to have resources coming on in. Oh, I love how they drop the tank in from orbit. That's kind of cool. That's kind of badass. Okay, so we're going to need to set up a defense grid. Unfortunately, we're doing it without the benefit of having a base right now, and so I can't really put down turrets or anything else to hold off the enemy. Let's start scouting so that we can see them coming a little bit faster. Yep, get these guys. Let's go, boys. Into the fray. It doesn't look like they have the oomph to kill my tanks, but they definitely have the oomph to kill my infantry. I may need to beef up infantry a little bit. Do I really have a choice? Let's have these guys gather at the center, have these guys gather over here. We're just going to kind of set up like a defensive blockade. Yep, you guys focus your fire, do your thing. Keep the infantry nice and safe. If we lose a tank or two, that's not that big of a deal. I don't know what I've been promoted does. Do I get new things? Unit increases attack and vision range. Okay. All you guys in control group 1. Let's move on. Are they always going to be attacking? Is there like a choke point that I can take up here? I kind of want to see what's in this area so that I can see them coming a little bit sooner. All right, they're picking up the second batch of supplies. Tank squad up here is still looking okay, so we'll get them backed up with a little bit of infantry. We only have like one more rifleman ready to go, but I do need to get these guys control grouped up. There we go. They're control grouped up now. Where's the enemy coming from? You guys are all group 2. Well, not all of you. I don't want you guys to be group 3. You guys be... There we go. Get in there, boys. Scrap with them. Okay, so those are anti-infantry sort of like technicals right there. They do a lot of damage to infantry, but it doesn't look like they cut through tanks very well. Let's get these guys a heal over here. If you guys want to have like a larger vision cone, that works out pretty well for me. Paradrops 8 infantry. Let's do it. Give me a couple infantry out here. And now that I think they're all coming from this way. I'm just going to send these tanks up on this side to reinforce along the corners.
Scrapper warbirds are inbound to the supply cache, Commander. Use your infantry to take them down.
Oh, you don't have no infantry. They killed all my infantry. I got like 4 infantries left. Oh. So they can kind of like hard counter my tanks with their helicopters because I don't really have any defenses against that. Gotcha. Pull them back to the safety inside of here. I would kill for a SAM site or something right now. Yep, do what you can do. I wish that I had more Baraxes that way. I could deploy things better. No, don't shoot my tanks. Tanks, pull away, pull away, pull off, tanks, pull off. Damn, that thing is way better at fighting than I am. Go finish it off. Those things are a problem. We need like a designated anti-air vehicle. He does a ton of damage versus infantry, does a ton of damage versus everything. He's a little hellraiser.
You have been promoted.
I've been promoted. I've been promoted, you know this. Need a few more tanks. Uh-oh, I don't have any more tanks. Yo, you guys gonna offload this thing sometime soon? Just kill off the stuff that you can kill off. They've got a lot of birds in the air, though. Give me another paradrop. How many paradrops do I have? Just paradrop everything on Earth, bro. If you got paradrops, put them out here. I don't know what the limit is on my paradrops, but we paradropping. We calling in the entire airborne infantry right now. Just backup status.
Outstanding defense, Commander. Keep this up, and FNet might be teaching your tactics instead of mine.
My tactics were select everything and throw it at the enemy. If that's going to be the pinnacle of military strategy, I would suggest that whatever our West Point is, maybe you don't deploy that as a standard option. Like, we were on defense right there. We should be killing the enemy at like a 10-to-1 kill rate, and we barely got a 2-to-1. Those little flying things are menaces.
FNet communication arrays, and without recon, the scrappers are gaining the upper hand. It's up to you to get the situation under control.
Three radar stations have gone dark, and topside intel reports the scrappers have taken the damn things apart. Regain control of each radar and repair them back to working condition.
Okay. One thing I learned about this mission, now that I've failed it like 4 times, is don't leave your base. I'm noticing some little quirks with the way the AI works, where the second you touch any of their units and they have wandering units around here, they like attack with everything they have. And so we got to be very, very careful about the way that we tiptoe out of our base. We'll put the rendezvous over there. We'll get this unit rocking real fast. The game's almost got like a stronghold style pacing if you touch the enemy. You touch the enemy even once, and man, they show up in spades. Let's get a couple of these down here. I don't know if I need 25, but we'll give it a try. We'll set the rally point right there. Refinery needs to get moving, and it looks like we can only have one thing in production at a time from each category. So let's get some sentry guns up and running real fast. That way we've got some bare basic defenses around. We're going to be whittling through our cash pretty quickly with this strategy, but I want to wall off the base the best that I possibly can. And so as these sentries come out, we're just going to kind of go like 3 spaces in between each one, and then we're going to loop it around so that it's sort of defending our resource field over here, which I think is going to be important. Refinery's down. Let's get another camp rocking. That way we can spit out infantry a little bit faster, because if it works just like it does in Command & Conquer, you produce units faster the more of a building you have. I don't know if it's going to let me double produce, but we will see. We've got our camp ready to go over here. Let's sit them side by side, and we'll see what our bonuses look like here.
Rendezvous SAP unit complete.
It looks like it brought down the training time.
Promoted.
I wasn't really looking super hard. Let's get a warpad going real fast. Definitely going to need to have a warpad before too long. Cash is running a little bit low, which has me a tiny bit nervous, but hey, that's life. Keep spitting out sentries, and once the warpad's done, we'll do the best that we can. That's the benefit of, like, this game does not take your resources piecemeal. When you click on the icon, it kind of sets up a overtime drain that you've got. Oh, I guess it does subtract it all at the same time. Never mind, I was looking at it weird. Is there a way to destroy, like, 1 Hesco over here? Give me a machine gun right there, just to reinforce that position. Warpad's up and running, so let's get the warpad rocking. We are officially under attack now, so we're going to want to get some tanks up and running ASAP. So I'm just going to queue those up like crazy. Give me all my soldiers. Fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back. Force them to the defensive line. You guys get in there. Oh my god, there's so many enemies coming. Okay, wipe out everything you possibly can. Just keep them off the buildings if you can manage it. Big ol' enemy push on its way in. Okay, we need to get another miner up and running because I think they killed mine, so cancel all those tanks. That's probably going to have significant negative effects on my economy. So they can come in from that direction too. Damn, dude, I've played this mission like 4 times, and every time they come in with a massive wave from a different direction. So, like, you can't prep defenses or anything to figure out where it's coming from. You guys get over there. I'm gonna need a few more riflemen to fill out our ranks real fast. I do have a sentry that's up and ready to go, so just put the sentry right there to defend the refinery. Give me a fast repair on that side. If I wanted to sell, like, one of these, can I do that? Okay, I need to make a gap that I can move through. Might be worth it to take another miner, too, and have both of them working, but I don't know how much this field is worth right here.
You have been promoted.
I've been promoted! Yeah, give me 500 bucks if you could. Okay, I'll take the 500 bucks right now because that frees me up for another couple tanks and another miner. And then we'll just kind of keep this force over here. And we'll work our way out softly and slowly. I do like how there's a little animated meter that tells you how many crystals have been dropped off, and it ticks downwards on the front of the building. That's a really, really nice, I don't even know what to call that, but it's a really nice emergent piece of UI. You don't necessarily need it, but it is cool to look at. Where's my miner coming from? Is my miner coming? I'm gonna need my miner to come. I used up all 5 of my abilities recovering my economy, but hey, it'll have to do for right now. You get up there and start harvesting. Frankly, I feel like we're going to have to push out and actually, like, fight something here. We do have a comm station. Give me another couple defenses. I can't build out that far, so, like, I'm a little bit scared to push out. But we survived the first wave, which means I'm already doing better than I normally do in this present situation. Shoot that thing right there. They can dig their units into the ground, into, like, these little pillbox, like, foxhole turrets that fire at you. It's a headache. I'd rather not deal with it.
You have been promoted.
I like being promoted. Being promoted is good. Put in another machine gun right there just to block the enemy's advance. Give us something. And then with 2 of these guys harvesting, it looks like our money is bouncing back. So give me like 4 more tanks and give me like 10 more soldiers. Okay, so we've got a defensive force that's back here at the base. I'm going to suggest maybe we push out a little bit and just check out areas. I don't know if it's going to be a great idea, but it does feel like something I should do. I am finding the pathfinding to be a little tiny bit rough, so they're going to want to get that sorted out. Kill that little dude right there, and I don't know if they're going to respond to that. We got money. Give me 3 more tanks and a few more units. My comm station is up and running. Okay, comm station. You drop in, like, right there. I like that build animation. That build animation looks really good. Ooh, we've got new things. I've got HINs, so I've got an airborne attack helicopter. I've got a flamethrower. I've got flat cannons. Okay. We've got the Treader, so it's got multiple guided rockets for killing infantry. That's an anti-air vehicle. All right, we got some things to play around with here. Go ahead and give me a flat gun or 2, and I'll deploy them next to all of our major defensive emplacements. That way we've got at least a little bit of AA. Give me like 10 flamethrower units. Oh, they're expensive. Flamethrower units aren't messing around. Okay, well, we cleared out this corner right here. You guys push up a little bit, and we'll fiddle around with new units in just a second. So there's another resource field over here that I think we're going to need to secure before too long. Kill off their little defensive guy over here. Flat cannons are up and running. I don't see anything on grid, so give me a flat cannon. Oh, I don't know. Put it right there. That sounds good. Give me a flat cannon right there. Give me a flat gun right there. We've got our flamethrower units up and running. Give me... Oh, dude, it says my light tanks can be deployed. Can I use those as like a defensive blockade? If I can, that'd be sick, dude. Oh, we're under attack again. Kill that thing off. I don't know when the next enemy attack's coming, so I'm trying to like eliminate all these little murder holes that are out here before they come back again. Because they've definitely got me trapped inside my base right now. Okay, so they built in circles all around us. Let me see what... Did they permanently deploy? Well, the E key is not working, so I actually don't know how these guys deploy. It says on their unit description that they can deploy, but normally a Command and Conquer, you just mouse over them again, and then it has like that box that expands outwards, so maybe it's an upgrade or something that I've got to unlock first. I don't know. All right, all light tanks redeploy up there. I'm going to give you like 4 of these Treaders, like 4 HINs, and like 4 light tanks to go along with all this infantry you got crashed out down here. Like, I can't get these guys to deploy. I tried back in my base where I actually have a deployment grid, and they wouldn't deploy back there either. And so I actually don't know how to deploy these little dudes. Maybe it's an ability that I unlock later. I'm not sure. It says on the unit card they can be deployed. Maybe we'll figure it out someday. Get in there and wipe out a few more enemy units. We do have promotions ready to go, so I can use 5 abilities right now if I end up needing them. Another little murder hole right there. Go ahead and get it. Doesn't look like there's anything back that way. We do have wounded units back here, though. Maybe I'll run a heal.
Select target. Upgrade.
There we go. Oh, we have enemy engagement. Okay, well, everybody do what you gotta do. Okay, well, it looks like we took out their wave, so that's always good.
You have been promoted.
I love being promoted. Keep them coming. More promotions, always good. Unit lost. Ah, Jesus. They're not engaging. Get in there. I like those rocket tanks. Those make me happy. I like those rocket tanks a lot. You guys go back to harvesting, although you're all trapped in by units right now. That's what I mean, is the pathfinding needs to be worked on so that these little guys can actually manage their own sort of shifting around so another unit can get by. We need a few more sentry turrets then. I got to rebuild up here. But with these rocket tanks right here, we should be in good shape. Helicopters are good to go. This battle force, let's keep them moving back down and towards this area. Do I have to defend all these once I take them? I have questions. There you go, wipe them out. Oh my God, okay. Yep, wipe out everything you can. Get in there and cause damage. I'm going to get another batch of light tanks going too, because we got plenty of money right now. Okay, so we got them covered. Why is it flashing a giant thing at me? Oh, it just wants me to repair it? Okay. I figure I can probably handle that. And you guys just hang out down here and protect this thing. I don't know if it's going to... Oh, it will let me build down here. Okay. Let's just keep them down here for now.
You're here and they're pissed. I'm sure I need to remind you of the penalty for failure in combat against an inferior, non-human force.
Okay. Please don't threaten me any further. I'm a little scared for my safety right now. I am levying a lot of military forces at the moment to get things done. So I think this game, like my closing thoughts, I just realized the time that was on the timer for right now. I like the visual style of the game. I think it looks really good, but I think in combat it suffers from a lack of visual clarity with all the explosive effects and whatnot. I also just wish that there was like little dead bodies and things laying around after you got done. There's a reason why in Command & Conquer the explosions were small and then they were very short in duration. It's because while explosions are going off, you're trying to retarget other things and whatnot, and that can definitely be a challenge. And so visual clarity, I think, isn't quite as good as the old Command & Conquer games when it comes to, like, just organizing a fight on the fly. It also looks like there's no time controls, and the entire time we've been playing this, it's kind of felt like the game is playing on 2x speed or something like that. Let me check and see if there's an option, maybe, to slow it down ever so slightly. I don't know. It feels really, really fast to me as it sits right now. And so I'm not asking for push pause or anything because that wouldn't be in the spirit of Command & Conquer. But I would like the ability, if I remember correctly, back in the Command & Conquer days, you could set it from like 0.5 time all the way up to like 4x time. And I usually played on like 1x or 2x, or I varied it around depending on how complex the mission was and how much micromanaging I needed to do. And so I'd like to see that as an option added to the game as well. I found most of the units to be really rad and fun to play around with. I think if you're looking for a Command & Conquer style game that's still maintaining that sort of old DOS appearance or that old early Windows appearance, you could do a whole lot worse. This seems like it's a lot of fun. It just runs a little bit too fast for me, so I'd like to be able to adjust the time scale of how fast the game plays. Honestly, I'd probably only reduce it by 25% or so as it sits right now, because it just feels a little too frenetic at the moment with how fast everything's running around and moving and fighting. Attack move seems a little unsticky. I've used attack move like this entire video, and sometimes it feels like they're still moving to the spot before they attack instead of stopping to attack as they move to the location. And then pathfinding needs some work, but the game's in early access, so they've got time to bang out all that stuff. But those are the things that, to my eye for right now, need to be resolved sooner rather than later. But there's more armies coming, there's more missions coming. The developers have said that they want to have map editors and all that kind of stuff so that players can make their own campaigns that can be fit on into the framework of what they've got going on here right now. Not a bad effort when it comes to making a Command and Conquer style game. I think this is reasonably solid. As far as I can tell, there's also no way to turn off unit barks or anything else like that. That for me is like a day one feature. I think I usually play with unit barks for about 2 missions before I turn them off in any RTS game. Inside the options, you can turn the voice all the way down, but that makes it so that you can't hear like the narration and like the actual guy telling you your mission and the thematic narrative elements as well. And so, you know, unit barks specifically being able to be disabled would be better. So there's some basic stuff that needs to be worked on here, but nothing too big. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were messing around with Battlefall. Tomorrow we playing around with something else. Thanks for hanging out with me, and that's about all I got for you, folks. Bye.